Hello everyone and welcome back to Sea Power. So been a little while since I checked this out and just wanted to continue the little campaign that we were doing before. So this is this user-made Pacific Strike campaign. Done the first couple of missions there, so now we're on to one that is billed as being more difficult, running the Palawan Passage. So I'm a task group that has to head south to join the defence of Singapore, but notably heavy submarine opposition is expected, so turning its head on what we were doing last time of attacking a convoy, this time we're trying to keep one alive. Okay, so I need to sneak through many submarines, no allied submarines in the region, so I'm free to engage any subsurface contact that I identify. Otherwise we're just going to try and move down. Okay, so I have to keep all of my boats alive for this one. 2 to 3 Soviet submarines in the area. So we've got the Scott and the Preble that we've had previously. And then we also have this Moosbrugger. And joining us we do have this anti-submarine helicopter. Very, very useful. Otherwise we need to reach this region here. Currently got our course plotted out for us. Going to be a long journey, but let's see what we can do. Starting off, my active helicopter is going to go hunting. And do have another helicopter on board the Moosbrugger, and so I'm going to get that launched as well. Do have the towed sonar and towed decoy with my anti-submarine ship both active. Otherwise, this is our second helicopter, Scout 1, getting ready to take off. There we go, it's in the air. Gonna get it to drop a sonar buoy just over here and start spreading our knowledge of what's going on, because if these submarines come in, they can do a lot of damage really quickly to us. Oh, we've got our first contact here, submerged submarine. Okay, looking at my loadout, the best I can do is 8-mile range. This submarine is currently out of that range. That's the first buoy away. I'm going to immediately get my helicopter to turn towards this submarine. Second buoy away. So I also got the other helicopter to head over there. Gonna drop a pair of buoys either side of where I last heard that submarine. See if I can pick anything up. There we go, got nice eyes on this thing. There we go, I've sent one Mark 46 torpedo from the Griffin out towards the submarine. On station. Got this submarine being picked up by 2 of my sonar buoys, so I'm hoping we get a good hit here. Torpedo definitely seems to be tracking. They've not dropped any noisemakers. Oh, we hit something. Our contact faded, so I think that is one down. At least it's not making engine noises anymore. seems like a successful start. In which case what my helicopters are going to do is drop out some more along the coast. I'm just getting the scout to cross over to the other side of southern Okinawa here to get some buoys in the far side. Meanwhile, my Griffin here is going to chase along the main route, just laying down buoys along the approach path for the rest of the fleet. Still out of an estimated 2 to 3, we've got one of them, so there's 1 or 2 likely left. Okay, this thing's still making noise, but it's not particularly moving. Once the Mooseburger is within range, it's going to launch a couple of torpedoes at it just to make sure it's finished off. There we go, 1 buoy away, putting down another one. Another pair of them dropped.
Submerged submarine, contact detected.
Ooh, got another one. Submerged submarine contact.
Contact faded. Track. VID, track 3.
This one's hanging out right on the other side. My scouts found it. I know that's hostile, so I've marked it.
Buoy away! Buoy away! Submerged submarine, contact detected.
Alright, dropped a buoy right on this submarine here.
197. Engaging track 7003.
I'm trying to drop a torpedo right on him. And I've got another subsurface contact over here. I think my helicopter's having trouble getting into minimum, or out of minimum distance, so I'm just going to fly him away a little bit and then he's going to turn around.
Track 7003 is classified. Hostile submerged submarine.
May as well just dump another sonar buoy out here just to get better data on this guy.
Buoy away!
Right, that's the buoy away, so now
7003.
turn around, head-on attack on this submarine.
Track 70.
Yeah, this other one's been confirmed as a hostile submarine.
Hostile submerged
I think that just got picked up with that buoy that I just dropped. That's nice.
contact faded. Track whip it away.
There you go, torpedo dropped. And that's rather a shallow area that they're playing around in. They have dropped a noisemaker though. But I do have good idea where this thing is. So I'm tracking it with 2 sonar buoys and it's right in between them. It's a sonar buoy over there. I don't actually see the submarine.
Contact faded. Track.
Can see the submarine dumping out the buoys, but can't actually see the submarine. So I've got a helicopter right over his position. I'm just going to leave it for now, let the torpedoes see if it can find him. I think it just got confused with those noisemakers on its first approach, but it is trying to relocate.
Multiple hostile submerged submarine. Contacts detected. Submerged submarine. Contact detected.
We've got even more. They have a lot of submerged submarine. This is not 2 to 3, this is at least 4. Oh, managed to identify one of their submarines here, at least. I'll tell you what, Scout 01, you can go over here after this one. Griffin can go over here after this one. Don't think that torpedo's going to do any good, unfortunately, but you never know. They might manoeuvre back around. It happened the last time I tried this. The torpedo is just kind of trying to re-establish the lock and is getting confused by all of the noisemakers. Yeah, it's now going straight for one of those noisemakers, unfortunately. Oh, but it's just bypassing it. And now it's painfully close to this submarine. Here's their other submarine, Victor 1. Alright. Oh. Scout 1 is fired all its torpedo of all of its things and is now RTB. I'm just going to get it to chuck out a couple more sonar buoys on its way back. Don't know what happened to that torpedo, it just seems to have disappeared. Bit unfortunate. It threw out a torpedo but didn't seem to do anything, might just be too shallow or something here. On the bright side, I did scare this guy enough to get him to start dropping noisemakers. So that's going to chew through his noisemakers. And Sea Griffin's turning around to fire at this hostile contact. There we go, torpedo away. Oh, this one's looking pretty good. Heading straight at their one. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Alright, drop another couple of buoys around so they can't escape the little net that I'm putting down. That's the Romeo at the bottom of the water. It looks pretty dead to me. Okay, the buoys don't last quite as long as I was hoping that they would. Hoping they'd at least last a few hours, they don't seem to be. At least I know where two of the bad things are. Alright. Well, my scout can be launched again. Yep, he's fully armed. Ready to go out hunting again. This is 2 submarines down.
Engage track 7002.
Fortunately, my anti-submarine warfare ship doesn't seem too interested in actually firing off torpedoes. Okay, I don't think the Sea Griffin that I've got can actually land to RTB or anything, which is a bit of a pain.
Track 7018 is classified.
In which case, I'm going to do is use it to head down here because there's supposed to be a some kind of anti-ship missile battery on these islands, so I'm going to see if I can check those out. I can just use my scout helicopter to hunt down these other 2 submarines. Alright, time to engage track again. See how he does. And he is going to go over, drop a... Yeah, that just immediately detonated. I think some of this area is too shallow for these helicopter-launched weapons that actually have time to turn around. I wonder if going to a lower altitude would actually help. There we go. That one is actually in the water now. Oh, that's going straight in on a noisemaker instead of the submarine. Oh, this one's actually turned around. It might be tracking again. Might not be. Nah, it's not.
Contact faded. Multiple. We've been hit.
Fuck. I reacted a little bit too slowly there. They do have anti-submarine batteries. Hang on. I didn't realise the kid has a scout helicopter as well. There we go, Scout 2 is now launched. Scout 2.
Roger. Turn 1-5.
You can go join in the hunt. Just going to get Scout 2 to drop down a few more buoys on the way just to keep up our net, just in case anything else is approaching that we missed the first time. Alright, that's Scout 1 done its thing.
Buoy away.
Should be all ready so it can get launched again. Scout 1's going to do a similar idea. It is going to drop some buoys around on its way to the new area. Right. Okay, so I'm going to drop down to low altitude.
0-2.
And then chuck a torpedo out.
Whip it away.
Yeah, in this shallow water they definitely seem to do better when they're dropped from a lower altitude. Fortunately this one does just seem to be eating the noisemakers again, but the submarines are going to run out sooner or later. There we go, new torpedo in the water after the Charlie 2 submarine, which has already used a bunch of his noisemakers, so I'm hoping he's going to end up being in trouble in a minute. Yeah, this is looking good. And kaboosh.
7-0-3-5.
Oh, that is Charlie, very likely going down. Propeller stopped spinning, it's always a good sign. As I'm just going to wait for the noisemakers to run out of juice here. And then I'll drop in another torpedo because my other helicopter has arrived. There you go, that is all of their noisemakers gone.
Roger. Go to altitude 20.
Which means we can
Engaging track 7.
chuck another torpedo out at them. Hopefully.
Whip it away.
They really are struggling finding this one. There's no noisemakers, but it's just not tracking. I think it's just so shallow here it's having issues. Or maybe.
Hit track
Yay!
0-3-4.
Well, there we go. That's a hit on that one. Don't know if that's counting as dead. Seems his engine's disabled, but don't know if he's sinking.
Buoy away.
Oh. No, there's just been another explosion.
Surface contact.
I think he's down. Well, I was just getting my fleet to speed up now that I'm feeling pretty confident. Let's get my helicopters to keep up doing their job of dropping these around just in case anything else is on its way. I'm nervous about the Silkworm battery. but last time I tried to get close enough with a helicopter to see that, bad things happened, so let's get my helicopter to hover just to the north of the island where I know they've got silkworm batteries. Just so if anything launches I get early warning. Otherwise I'm mostly just waiting for my fleet to get closer. I saw weird flashes. Just going full active radar just in case there are any launches that I'm not seeing. There's something weird flashing over there that I don't like. Oh, yep.
Hostile air, ground, contacts detected. Birds away, track 7064.
They've launched on me.
Contact faded. Track. Vampire, bearing.
Managed to take out that without too much problems. It's a lot less scary than I was worried about.
Track 7, we're hit.
What?
Contact faded.
Oh shit, the scout just got shot down. Got it just too close.
Engage track 7. Greyhound away. Track 7. Hit track 706.
Oh, firing back at them.
Detected.
And shot down a helicopter and will blow up their little silkworm battery.
Hit track 7065.
That fired in the rough direction of one of their radar signals.
Hit track
And it hit.
066.
Nice. That was one very on fire radar installation. Otherwise seems like we're home free, so just heading down the last little bit. Recalled the last helicopter. I think that's victory. We're where we're supposed to be.
Turn to course 177. Hell my.
Did pause and think about it as the Preble entered the zone, but now seems to have stopped and is just continuing. So I think I won the mission. I think Trigger may have just failed there.
Turn to course 14.
I'll get to the far side of this red zone just in case, but
Contact faded.
otherwise I think that was a success. We lost 2 helicopters, both due to me being careless with them. Took out 4 enemy submarines, so not bad, and the entire little group made it through intact.
Faded. Track.
Yeah, no, it did count as a decisive victory. It just didn't pop up with the end mission thing for some reason. So yeah, lost a couple of helicopters, unfortunately, but 4 submarines taken out, 2 silkworm launchers, a Bofors battery, and a radar site. I'm definitely going to take that and be happy with it. So yeah, do let me know what you thought about that. I am really enjoying this. That was a really interesting, very different take on what we've been doing. But hope to do more of this in the future, and hope to catch you there for that. Otherwise, remember to be kind to yourselves and everyone else. Cheers.